Under a vast, amber-tinted autumn sky, the old farm lay quiet and dry, waiting for a rain that seemed destined never to arrive. Rowan felt the slow, steady fading of his own strength, looking down at his trembling hands with a quiet, knowing smile. Rowan whispered to the wind, "My time under this sky is short, but the earth still remembers how to bloom." In his small wooden workshop, the old farmer retrieved an ancient sealed clay jar and a singular shimmering golden seed, saved from a forgotten era of abundance. With a fine feather quill, he poured his entire heart onto a thick sheet of parchment, writing of a deep secret hidden within the valley's very veins. He rolled the message carefully, sliding it into the protective clay jar, sealing the lid with hot crimson wax to protect it from the hungry insects and damp soil. As evening set in, painting the hillsides in shades of violet and deep rose, Rowan walked slowly up the highest, wind-swept ridge of his beloved land. With trembling arms and a heavy, labored breath, the old man dug deep into the hard, sun-baked earth, carving out a safe haven for his final hope. At the bottom of the deep pit, he placed the sealed jar, covering it with a thin layer of protective stone, ensuring it would remain dry and hidden. Directly above the clay jar, he planted the golden acorn, tucking the fertile soil around its tiny shell with a tenderness usually reserved for a sleeping child. He patted the soil flat and whispered a soft blessing. Rowan whispered, "May you grow tall and protect those I leave behind, long after my own bones have turned to dust." Rowan stood and looked up at the sea of shimmering stars, feeling a deep, profound peace wash over him as a cool autumn breeze swept through the valley. By morning, Rowan had peacefully drifted away in his sleep, leaving behind only the silent, waiting seed nestled in the dark warmth of the quiet hill. The long winter snows came and melted, and with the very first touch of spring, a bright golden shoot pushed bravely through the dark crust of the earth. Decades swept past like water in a rushing stream, and the fragile golden sprout grew into a mighty, shimmering oak with wide branches that caught the sky. The second generation took over the family land, facing harsh, dry summers and lean crop harvests, yet they always protected the beautiful, unusual golden tree on the hill. Year after year, severe droughts withered the surrounding forests, but the magical golden oak remained incredibly lush, green, and vibrant, defying the elements. Rowan's son, now an old man himself, pointed toward the golden canopy and said to his child, "There is a deep blessing in that tree. Grandfather Rowan planted it, and we must never let anyone cut it down." Then came Hana, the third generation, born during a warm autumn morning, her small hand reaching out toward a single falling leaf of purest gold. Hana grew up under the protective shade of the giant oak, her laughter echoing among its thick, gnarled roots as she played for hours on end. But times grew incredibly tough, as a long, multi-year drought parched the valley, turning the neighboring farms into barren deserts of gray dust. Inside the old farmhouse, Hana's parents argued quietly over piling bills. Her father whispered with deep worry, "If we do not sell the land, we will lose everything." Standing quietly on the creaky wooden stairs, young Hana listened, her heart aching at the heavy burden resting upon her family's shoulders. The very next afternoon, a cold, imposing black steam carriage rumbled up the dusty lane, carrying wealthy developers who wanted to clear the valley for industrial factories. A stern man in a dark coat extended a heavy iron pen, demanding a signature. The developer sneered coldly, "Sign here, and your worries vanish. But we will tear down that old oak first thing tomorrow." Unable to bear the thought of losing her family's precious home and the sacred tree, Hana ran as fast as her legs could carry her up the hill. She threw herself against the massive, ancient trunk of the golden oak, weeping softly as she pressed her cheek against the warm, rough bark. Suddenly, a strange, warm wind rushed through the golden canopy, causing the leaves to hum with a gentle, chiming melody that filled the air. Hana looked down as she heard a faint, distinct, hollow wooden sound beneath her feet. Hana whispered to herself in wonder, "What is hiding down there?" Looking closely, Hana noticed that the soil between the two largest gnarled roots had shifted, revealing a small gap in the earth. Without hesitation, she fell to her knees, digging eagerly into the cool, damp earth with her bare hands, ignoring the dirt under her fingernails. Her fingers struck something hard and solid, and she quickly brushed away the remaining loose dirt to reveal a weathered clay surface. With a gentle tug, Hana carefully pried the heavy clay jar from its long-time resting place, marveling at how perfectly preserved it was. Using her small pocket knife, she cracked the ancient, brittle crimson wax seal, the dry clay lid giving way with a soft, satisfying puff of air. Inside, nestled away from time, was a tightly rolled scroll of thick, golden parchment, completely untouched by the dampness of the earth. With trembling fingers, Hana unrolled the ancient scroll, revealing her great-grandfather Rowan's elegant handwriting and a hand-drawn map of the hill. The letter spoke of a massive, pure underground aquifer right beneath the oak, protected by an ancient preservation deed. Hana cried out in pure joy, "We are saved! The valley belongs to us, and the water is right here!" Clutching the precious scroll tightly to her chest, Hana sprinted back down the grassy hillside toward the farmhouse, her heart pounding with exciting hope. She burst through the front door, slamming the parchment onto the table before her stunned parents. Hana proclaimed breathlessly, "Look! Great-grandfather Rowan left this for us! We don't have to sell!" Guided by the map, the family and the local villagers dug at the base of the hill, tapping into a roaring, crystal-clear underground spring. With the ancient preservation deed in hand, the greedy developers were sent away forever, unable to touch the legally protected historic land. The sweet spring water irrigated the parched valley, and within months, the landscape bloomed in a breathtaking sea of vibrant, colorful flowers and lush crops. Hana stood beneath the magnificent golden oak tree, looking up through the glittering leaves, knowing her great-grandfather Rowan was smiling down upon them all.